Welcome to Dee House Diaries. Today I'm going to be talking about track 4 on the Kingswood Kollection album, which is called The Shed. So this is a bit of a reminiscing tune. So it's all about, it's going to give you a bit of a background into me and a bit about my life, and like especially when I first started making music. So that is actually why the track is called The Shed, because that is where I first started recording. We started recording music in my mum and dad's shed in the back garden. We had some like really crappy sounding like USB microphone that we bought from like a local electronics store, which we used to like thought we'd get a better sound by like standing behind a thick curtain and hanging it from the ceiling. I used to record on Audacity. So yeah, it was like a really simple setup, but we just wanted to like make music, create something, and it's all fun. But yeah, we used to have some mad parties in the shed as well, like crazy parties. We used to get like a few bottles of that like Glen's vodka. I don't even know if they make it anymore. It's like £10 from the corner shop for like a big bottle. Used to get a few bottles of that. Like used to have like smoke up and that like in there. Like used to have some crazy parties. Used to invite like loads of people round, all crammed into like this small little brick built shed at the bottom of my mum and dad's garden. And it used to just get crazy, like messy, have really loud music, like really good parties. Recorded my first mixtape there, which was the Workman's EP. Well, it wasn't the Workman's EP Volume 1, but it was the Workman's EP. But then I ended up making Workman's EP Volume 2 and Workman's EP Volume 3. A few of those tracks are on the Kingswood Kollection as well. So we used to have loads of parties there. But yeah, at the end of the track, of The Shed, the song, like I shout out a lot of places that are obviously like different places where I've lived, where other people that I've known have lived, and things like that. So I'll go through a few of them. So first one, 64 Swanstead. That's like the first ever house party that I went to, like proper house party, and it was crazy. It was heaving. There's like people everywhere, like everyone was drinking, everyone was having a good time. I had like these massive like floor speakers there. And I remember like people sitting on top of them, like, and the bass was just thumping. It was a sick little party. So yeah, that's 65 Swanstead. And then 24 Oldwick. That was like when I first started going on Facebook and things like that. And I lived in a shared house there. And I thought it'd be a good idea to host a house party and promote it on Facebook. And that was a mistake because it was just crazy. Like the place was just absolutely filled with people. This was like a shared house. It had like 4 rooms in it or something, but the place was just absolutely filled. Like you could not get up the stairs. Like there was like 3-4 people on every step up the stairs. Like the whole house was just heaving. And then I think like someone went outside, and like there was like they were smashing bottles or something like that, and then the police got called, and then there ended up being like a riot outside the house, and like I think like 8 people got arrested that night. And I remember like when it happened, like the police were coming through and they were like shining torches, and there was just people everywhere, like just running everywhere. And like I remember like it was just completely dark, and they were shining the torches, and all you could see in front of these torch beams was like smoke, just thick smoke. You couldn't see anything. It's just crazy. That was crazy. And then the next place I shout out, 25 Oldwick. That was like my mate AJ used to live in that house, and it was like a shared house. So he had one room, and it was just freezing cold. I remember it being freezing cold, and he had one of them little halogen heaters that just used to run all the time. And it was like snowing during the time, but I remember like having that place being packed as well, people just chilling there all the time. But I remember like people used to stay around there all the time, like, but there was literally just no space for anyone. So we used to just all cram in this double bed. There'd be like 7, 8 of us all just laying in this bed, like, and like it would be so cold. You have to literally go to sleep with coats on. Like, it was crazy. So yeah, 24 Oldwick, 25 Oldwick. And then there was John's Yard. That was a shared house we lived in, but the landlord used to live there. But he was a drunk, like, he used to drink a lot, and he stayed in a caravan out the back. So we basically had the whole house to ourselves, and that, like, we was just I wasn't working then, so we was just literally recording music every day, and like just juggling, making a bit of money here and there, you know what I mean? Like just juggling bits and that. And like that again, like just parties all the time, like people coming over all the time. Like, it was crazy. Like, and I remember we had to move out because his kids had to move. This bloke was like 60 or something. He used to go to Thailand all the time. Like that was his vibe, innit? And like he just used to like leave us. Like, well, he'd just leave us in the house, like with the keys, like while he'd like go off on holiday to Thailand or whatever. Yeah, but he's good. He used to look after us and that, because we didn't have much money, but he used to always like give us food, and like one time he just come back from the pub, like the pub was only around the corner, come back from the pub, just dropped a load of fish and chips on us and then just fucked off again. Like, yeah, that was good. Like, but yeah, again, loads of parties and that. Like, we basically had the whole house to ourselves. But yeah, I remember like when we moved out, his kids had to move back in, and he was just crying, like he didn't want us to go. Yeah, that was good. And then Langley's Flats, that's where I used to hang about, like when I was a kid, like when I was a young kid, and that's where we used to hang about and like smoke and that, and just chill. And it was just a park basically that backed onto the back of my house, and everyone would just meet there, like we'd play football, like drink, like smoke, whatever. Like that was just this place to go. We didn't have nowhere else to go at that point. Do you know what I mean? So we just used to chill out there. And then Gladwins, that's where I lived with my mate Bain. He was my mate from school. That was a proper like student house. Like, it was 2 lads living there. And like, again, we used to have parties all the time, like people like just coming over. We used to go clubbing a lot then as well. That's like my clubbing stage. Used to go nightclubs and that. But yeah, I remember like parties getting wild, and we had like a window ledge like underneath the window, which was like a stage, and he used to stand on there and start like rapping and stuff like that. And then like a few times like got a bit wild, like I used to go a bit mad. Like one time I swung from the chandelier like Tarzan, and it come out the ceiling, so it just like, yeah, it was just hanging out the ceiling for the rest of the time I lived there. And the same with the curtain, like I swung on the curtain pole for some reason. I just grabbed onto it and hung on it and swung my legs about, and that broke, and that was just broke until I left there. And for some reason it was proper uni house, because all we had in there was like the TV on the wall, and we had a table and like a corner sofa. And then we just had like random like road signs. We had road signs there where we've got pissed and we've picked up like a traffic cone or something like that. And we just had that in the house. So yeah, that was cool. And then Summer Coats, that's where Charles used to live. That was my first experience of a shared house. And again, like the person that he used to live with was just never there. So we basically had the house to ourselves. But I remember like just getting on it one night, and like I had to leave really early for work in the morning, and when you used to go out the back door, it used to close behind you, and you had to take the key with you. But he forgot the key, and we went out the back, and we was like, and it was like it was like, yeah, like 6 o'clock in the morning or something. And then I was like climbing over the fence to see if there's like any way out, but there was like houses that backed on and that, and like someone like has obviously just got up for work, and they've come out in the back garden, took the rubbish out, and he's just seen me on the fence like this, like, excuse me, I've been locked out of my house. Can I walk through yours? And then I was like, and then like he let me as well, and I was just like walked through his house, and the whole time I was like, thanks, yeah, cheers, mate, thanks, yeah, cheers, like. And then like I don't even think I ended up going to work. I was just too mashed. I was just like, nah. But yeah, he ended up getting back in through the. I think he had to climb through a window or something to get back in. Actually, when he got round the front, there was like a window. His bedroom window was open, so he had to like shimmy up the drain pipe and get back in. So that was that. And then the last shout out was Codnam Strait in Kingswood, which is where the shed was. So yeah, full circle. There was another place I didn't mention in the song, which I should have mentioned, but I have mentioned it in other songs as well, which was Thistledown, which was a shared house, but that was like, that was just everyone just used to chill there. Like, I called it the Thugs Mansion. Like, everyone used to chill there, smoke, like, it was the place to go. And we used to have mad house parties there as well. And I remember when, like, because it was a shared house and there was like a girl that lived there, that we was like all mates with, like my group of people, and there was like other groups of people that used to just go there and chill. But yeah, when like the housing association, they decided to sell the house on and turn it into like family housing instead. Um, so when they did that, we just had like a mad house party. And I remember it got to the end of the house party, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning or something, and everyone just went like feral, like wild. And I remember just looking about, and there was like, so like my mate, he just had his shirt off. I just see him running through the house with like there's like a mirror or a picture or something. I can't really remember, but I just see him like running through, going like that, and he got the pit, just smashed it like that, and everything just got completely smashed up. Like people were just throwing bottles everywhere, like it was just crazy. Like yeah, like yeah. We've been to a lot of like house parties, like had a lot of good times. Like house parties were the jam back in the day. Like when I turned 18, we didn't like. I think I went clubbing a few times, but it weren't really my vibe. It weren't until I got older and I started living with Bain. It's like a different crowd that he was with, and that's when I started going clubbing. But it weren't really our vibe. Like we was a bit more ghetto than that. We wanted to like smoke and drink cheap drinks and listen to our own music. Do you know what I mean? So we used to be the club. We used to host them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we had some crazy house parties. Like I've been to crazy house parties. I've hosted crazy house parties like crazy, and the amount of shared houses that we lived in, like we was just darting from one to the next. And like if someone in our group didn't have somewhere to live, like they'd be staying in the shared house with the other person, so there'd be like one on the sofa, one in the bed. Like even when I had my shared house, like number 24, the one that I told you about, the house party, I didn't stay there for long, so once I had the house party I got slung out like straight away. But yeah, like it was me, my mate, his missus, and two of my other mates that all just lived there. But the whole time we were in these shared houses. We're like we're the whole time we've always got a set up for making music. So we was making music. Like when it was Thistledown, like when that ended, we turned into like Coswan Recordings, and that was like a group of like 5 of us. And then when I moved into my shared house, like we turned into My House Recordings, and that was a group of like 4 of us. And we had a manager then as well, Swift, like, and he used to like basically just come in and like basically be like, yeah, I'm going to get you a concert, like you have to live perform this track. Like he helped us produce like a couple of tracks and that as well. Yeah, he like basically was just supporting us. He showed us how to use like a few, like some equipment a different way, and he showed us how to use doors and things like that. So yeah, that was good. Yeah, but yeah, literally we just darted about different places. Like a few times people were homeless, they'd just be staying on people's sofas and stuff like that. And yeah, it's a crazy time in my life. Like obviously I've settled down now, but like still I remember that, and that's what the shed is like reminiscent of. Basically that is the track. Like at the beginning it's like hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. I'm hold tight in everyone because I've met so many different people in my life. And then like back in the day we used to rap in the shed with the USB microphone overhead. Like that's the track. Like, and then like at the end I'm just shouting out all these different places that mean so much to me, and people probably listen like what's he talking about. But obviously now this might give you a bit more insight. But yeah, that's basically it about the shed. I knew it was going to be a long video because there's a lot to unpack in this, which is ironic because it's a 2-minute long song. It's the shortest song that I've ever made. So it's quite ironic that I can make such a long video about it because there's so much context in such little time, and a lot to unpack. But yeah, that's it. that's all about the shed. And the next video I will be talking about track 5 on my album. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I know it is a long one, but thanks for sticking with it, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Back in the days we used to rap in the shed with the USB microphone overhead.